Welcome back to Classic Firearms, everybody. This is day 2 of our NRAM coverage on CF Clip specifically. We also have our main channel over on Classic Firearms Main that we do some more coverage additionally beyond that. Today, I got a couple good things planned, so without further ado, let's jump right on in because I got a long day ahead of me. Day 2, NRA continuing coverage. I have Mr. John here with me. Thank you so much for hosting us at your RIA booth. I did notice this gun though. It had a square barrel in it. That was like the first thing I noticed, since I had to ask questions and kind of find out a little more about what it is that we're talking about. So go ahead and tell me what you got.
Yeah, so this is the RIA 5.0E by RIA USA. First 100% built in the US pistol for Rock Island Armory.
Yeah.
Made in the Philippines.
Nice.
This pistol, kind of some of the fun talking points, 9mm, 17+1, internal hammer fired like we said.
Show that to the camera real quick because I think that's interesting. I mean, it's not the first one I've ever seen, but it is uniquely done.
Yep, don't see these very often on the market these days. Usually takes people by surprise here. They think it's a striker at first breath.
Yeah.
The real fun party piece on this is we've got these square barrels, always kind of a novel thing. You won't really see that anywhere else.
Yeah.
Shape of that barrel is part of our lockup system, which is proprietary to this pistol.
Yeah.
With the lockup, shape of the barrel, internal rails on the slide, we package everything really low in the gun. It's about the softest shooting thing I've ever handled.
Yeah, and it's not a tilting barrel, so it just goes straight back and forth.
Yep, straight back and forth. Very low recoil impulse, very easy to handle, very shootable.
Yeah.
I've got a few different versions of these. I've got an entry level with the standard here. We've got this E, which is our enhanced version, comes with a few more things in the package. Some better serrations for manipulation, a little more time with the hand builders and stuff like that. But great pistol platform overall.
Yeah, very unique. The first thing I looked at, I saw, I was like, it actually kind of reminds me of, well, not the first thing, I guess the second thing. The first thing was the barrel. It reminded me a little bit of CZ in that regard. Yep. So very cool, very, with the slide and the way that is done in particular. So yeah, all right. Well, do you have anything else that you want to talk about on or any other notes?
No, I think that's most of the gist on there. We're really excited to have this on the market. It's a great pistol. I think the more we can get it out there, the more people will start to appreciate it and come to recognize this is a wonderful platform. Very fun piece to interact with. And
the one thing I wanted to touch on that I noticed when I first picked it up and kind of manipulated it a little bit was that the trigger was very smooth, like very smooth. And that's why the hammer fire is kind of important too, because hammer fires usually have better triggers for the most part. So
yeah, very easy take up and then very consistent soft press all the way through the break. Makes it very easy to shoot, very easy to manipulate.
But all right, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, of course.
You have a great rest of your day.
You as well, thank you.
Continuing NRA coverage, day 2, of course. I have RJ here with me. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Brandon. And we have a couple of new Savage 2 Pros that were introduced for 2025. And I noticed you guys had a pretty cool can as well I wanted to actually ask about.
Yes. So what we've got here are Axis 2 Pro models, a couple different flavors, but we might as well start talking right about the can because that's
absolutely
a little more interesting. So about a year and a half ago, we started building suppressors.
Yeah.
So it's the AC AccuCan series of suppressors. So in particular, on both of these Pros, we have versions of our AC30. So started with just a traditional AC30 that attaches right on the end of the muzzle. It adds 6 inches, 7 inches, whatever.
Yeah.
So this week, right before NRA show, we launched our AC30 Bob. So these two rifles have the same barrel length, and the stocks are pretty well lined up.
Right
so
there.
You kind of notice how much longer the standard AC30 is versus the AC30 Bob.
And so it looks like the barrel is going into the suppressor versus mounted just on the outside?
Yes. So Bob stands for back over bore, or back over barrel. So if this isn't super tight,
it was well threaded.
it sits about like that on the barrel.
That's actually really cool. So now, do you miss any baffles when you're doing that because you're in the can a little more, or how does that work?
Don't really. So between these two, on the same gun, a 308 with a 20-inch barrel, which these are, this guy's actually about 3 or 4 decibels quieter than this one.
And it's thicker too, so maybe that, interesting.
It's how the gases flow inside and whatnot. But the big advantage is kind of what we had started mentioning. similar or better performance, but in a shorter package overall.
Interesting. I mean, that's really cool because, especially if you're hunting, right? You want to try to reduce that. You want your capability, so you don't want to sacrifice capability for sure.
Correct.
But you also want to try and keep it as compact as you can if you're hiking, if you're getting up to where you need to go, you know? So that makes a lot of sense.
Walking through the woods helps snag on stuff. Or also, if you're in box blind and you got to go from this side to this side, you have less to pull in and push back out.
That makes sense.
You're losing some space there.
Absolutely. So now, the gun that it's attached to is also new for 2025. You want to talk about that?
Yep. So the Axis 2 Pros. So it's really the first full-line catalog Axis we've done that's been threaded right from the factory.
Yeah.
We've done them on and off, and here and there, but this one's full threaded. So this is like the nicest package Axis we've really ever done.
Yeah.
So we redesigned the stocks across the entire Axis platform. Really did a lot of homework on ergonomics. So like how the pistol grip area feels. Everyone remembers growing up drawing the hand turkeys at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We drew lots of hand turkeys.
To figure it out. Well, that's what you're shooting at, right?
Correct. Exactly. So redesigned the stock, so we've got a lot of ergonomics going on here. We also redesigned the bolt handle to get just a little extra grip on it, little extra leverage. It's kind of neat looking pattern on here.
Hexagonal kind of shape.
It is, and the wonders of 3D printing.
Yeah.
We printed up 25, 30 different bolt handle designs, and some of them that look good on paper don't always feel good, and this was the exact opposite. The first time when our engineers kind of drew this one up, we're like, it might not feel the greatest, but out of all the 3D prints, this one felt the nicest.
Interesting.
And it gets, like I said, it gets you a little more leverage. It doesn't stick out a lot or whatnot, but
yeah, I noticed some of you get down to the PRS level. Some of those things are sticking straight out, man.
Exactly. So again, we were trying not to be really far out to snag on things and get caught, because you get a branch and it lifts your bolt handle while you're walking through the woods or something.
Yeah.
So anyway, on the Pro models, getting back to it, so they all have some Cerakote, they all have some camouflage patterns, or like this is a hand-painted camouflage. So this is our Forest SP camo. Yeah. On here, we also have these two guys up here. These are our Savage Western and Savage Woodland patterns.
I noticed you have a hidden Savage in there as well.
Yeah. So on these guys, it's a little bit of the eastern U.S., kind of western U.S. And
makes sense.
This is kind of just the neat darker pattern for everywhere.
Yeah. So, I mean, the metal finish looks great as well. I love the way that stock looks, although I have not handled it yet. But one thing I did notice, right off the top, your sling swivel mounts are actually kind of in the gun a little bit farther.
Yeah, recessed sling studs, and really that helps for when you are at the range, you've got something flat to for bags or whatnot, not sticking out.
Yeah.
But they're still your standard traditional steel sling studs that you're not going to worry about ripping your sling out or anything.
Absolutely.
And we have also designed in here because we found out some bipods are going to have a hard time mounting on this front stud because you need a stud that's exposed more.
Yeah.
So on the inside of the stock, we have a drill location to drill out a hole in the stock so you can put a secondary stud for a traditional bipod mount. So
that's nice.
Trying to think of a little bit of everything for folks.
I do like the fluting on the barrel as well. Always looks good.
Yeah. So this particular one, the Forest SP Camo, comes with a really neat spiral fluting. They're all going to have that. Across all the Pro models, the Cerakote, it's a custom mix.
Yeah.
It's not just a Cerakote off the shelf. So it's a gunmetal bronze that we actually mix in-house to get
it does.
color.
I thought it was gray, but you're right. It does have a little orangish to it.
Yep. And really what is neat about this particular Cerakote, based on the different camouflage stock patterns, it kind of picks up a different color tone based on the stock it's in.
Yeah, a little warmer or cooler, yeah. That makes sense. And what is these kind of MSRP at?
So MSRP is going to start at $599 on these.
Okay.
The Western and Woodlands will be $599. This guy gets a little bit more because we got the fluting and the different camouflage on the stock. So I want to say this one's like $639.
Okay.
It's only a small upcharge.
I mean, to be honest, that might be worth it if it's just a little upcharge for it. But okay, cool.
Across the board, just because we have it here, all the Pro models come with a one-piece rail already attached from the factory.
And I noticed 4 screws holding it in. Little things like that, just making sure that it's in there, not coming out. So I do appreciate that.
And the one-piece rail, you can mount optics on it very easily.
Yeah.
instead of the two-piece that's split, and sometimes you have an issue mounting your optics. So,
Yeah.
we really think this is the complete package on the Axis level.
Agreed.
So,
Well, thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate everything.
yeah, thank you.
Have a great rest of your NRA.
You as well.
All right, continuing NRA coverage for day 2. We're at Eiler, and you guys have some really cool foam technology that you guys have come out with, and your cases are good in general. I actually have one. They work really well. So go ahead and tell me a little bit about what you got here.
So this is the new Ragar foam system. It's an interlocking piece that's repeatable and interlocks, so you can change the accessories on your rifle.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with pull and plug like you see here, where the stuff falls apart.
Yeah.
It's got really good grip on it. Holds the rifle in place.
Yeah.
You can make it as tight or loose as you want.
And now, are these guns held in by like anything in particular, or are they floating in there?
They're floating in there. The little bumpers, we call them, kind of help grip and add some extra protection from shock and impact.
Interesting. So, like this guy here, I should be able to just pull it right out, and it's hanging up there. That's really cool. Yeah. That's actually a tight grip too.
One like this, it has 2 layers, so you can store accessories underneath. No, we're really happy about this. It's been a big hit at the show so far.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we're excited to get it out there in front of as many people as we can.
Now, what is like you have? I see a couple different variations of it here. Mm-hmm. What is like a small case and a big case kind of cost as far as the foam?
So for a smaller one, it'd be like $39 for like both pads.
Yep.
You can get the pads just on their own, or you can buy it with our case. So the one like this would run $89.99.
Yeah.
And it comes just like this. It's pressed, ready to customize. All the pieces punch out really easily. If you punch out too many, you just put it back in.
I love that. So you can literally reuse them and not have to keep buying more foam. I've fallen into that trap quite a few times. So.
Yep. And all the pieces you pull out, you can save for later. Some people get enough pieces that they can put it in a handgun case.
Nice.
So you get like a 2-for-1 on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, we're constantly coming out with more shapes and dimensions. Right now it fits like our cases, the Pelican Protector series, the Harbor Freight Apache cases. We got Vault in development. This one, you can take our existing foam. This one doesn't have a border, but it still fits within the case.
Oh, because you compress these a little bit and it fits in nicely.
Exactly, grips really well.
And condition one cases as well, I'm assuming, like pretty much all the major ones you could think of, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Well,
no, we're really excited about it.
I do appreciate your time.
No, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Hopefully you have a great rest of your NRA.
Definitely. It's been great so far.
All right, day 2, continuing coverage. We're at the Taurus booth, and I've seen some things here today that I never thought I would see at Taurus. So I have Mr. George with me, and of course I'm Brandon, so it's very good to meet you. Go ahead and tell me what it is that we're looking at here.
All right, so Brandon, thank you very much for coming over and letting us get a little more exposure in our product.
Yeah.
We've been trying to expand a little bit of our hunting segment of Taurus with this little, part of our booth.
Yeah.
So for those that are not familiar with our Raging Hunter revolvers, the Raging Hunter is basically a very large frame that we offer in different configurations. Starting with barrel sizes or barrel lengths. So we have 5 1/4, 6-inch, and 8-inch long barrels, and then they all offer a double lock. So for safety, you have to unlock it on both to open that cylinder. For the most part, they're 5-shot revolvers.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people that tend to hunt with a revolver or a handgun, they're looking for more challenge, right? It's a lot harder to take a very precise and good shot with a handgun than a rifle where you're more stable and all that. So,
I agree.
But with that being said, we have the different barrel lengths and also different calibers. We have 44 mag, 357, 460, 500, 454 Kazul.
Yeah.
So we have different options for ammo or caliber.
And I noticed there's porting on that barrel too.
Yes.
So as hard as they may be to shoot accurately, consistently, and fast, you're getting an advantage of at least having a little bit of an assistance with that porting on that barrel. It's there's like 4 ports on each side, so that's pretty cool.
4 ports on each side, full Picatinny rail, mil spec, so you can mount a red dot. That makes it easier.
Yeah, full scope if you want to go crazy.
We have a package we offer with a Leopold handgun scope, which is also great with that big eye relief. This big guy here it's a 10-inch barrel on a 460. Yeah, it is a cannon, but
this is what made me stop.
Yeah.
I've come back. So I came back. Day one, it was busy here. You guys were swamped. So I was like, oh, I'll come back later. I came back today because I just. How many times do you see a comp on the end of a revolver?
So not often.
Yeah.
Not often, that's for sure. But that comp actually does a lot of. It does absorb a lot of the impact. So when you shoot this 460 versus, even though these are also compensated or ported, I should say, this actually does help a lot in the mitigation of the recoil. So they're actually fun to shoot. I wouldn't shoot 1,000 rounds through it, but they're actually pretty fun to shoot. So like I said, you know, from 5-inch as a bear defense gun, like we actually did a little podcast with some hunters, a brother and a sister, and the guy saved them from a grizzly bear in Alaska with a Raging Hunter. I believe it's a 454 Cazul. Wow! But you know, it's a really good bear defense. You put it on a chest rig. It's a little bit smaller than the 8-inch. You'll be able to pull it and use it if you need to. So,
me being a smaller frame person, I feel like I want one.
Pretty bulky though. You got it.
I do work out a little bit, at least. But yeah, I feel like I want one just because it's like the opposite. It just kind of makes sense. Now, the final thing I noticed here, hang on to this for me real quick, that you guys have bolt guns. Tell me a little bit about this guy. I'll hand it to you.
All right. So last year, expanding our hunt segment, we added a bolt action rifle to our Taurus line. Yeah. So the nice things about it is all designed, developed by our product manager and our CEO and our guys that are avid hunters. Our product manager on the long gun side is Alabama boy. Yeah. Very, grew up hunting and all of that. So he's very well versed into what's popular, what the market is looking for. Makes sense. And so starting with the barrel, it's a cold hammer forged barrel. It is made by our own factories in Brazil. We invested in some German machines to do the cold hammer forging. A little bit of spiral fluting, I suppose, is up there. And that's the aftermath of the forging process. It's not intentional. It's just the aftermath. So we thought it would be cool to leave that on to show and display that it is a cold hammer forged barrel. It is stainless steel, DLC coated on the barrel, the nut, and the receiver. And then a nice thing as well is that it is Ram 700 compatible. So if you want to put a BSF barrel, carbon fiber, whatever else, this was purposefully built and designed for hunting. Yeah. But if you want to turn it into a long gun, with a longer barrel, more accurate, it is a sub-MOA gun or rifle, sub-MOA accuracy on both 308, 6.5 Creedmoor. Those are the calibers we have right now. But if you want to go even, a mile or whatever, you can use a 700 platform on the barrel, the stock, trigger, magazine, that's all compatible to that platform. What we did do differently a little bit on our stock is you got, the clamping saddle mount. I'm a pistol guy, so I'm trying to make it up here. Yeah. The saddle mount, so you got that flat surfacing to mount your bipod, tripod, or whatever. M-lock, it's an aluminum M-lock rail, and then a Spartan precision cupping, which on this awesome.
I don't know how many people have seen it, so I did kind of want to just give them a second as well.
So Spartan Precision is an European company, but very high-end and very quality products. So usually you would mount a cupping, which would kind of poke out of the bottom of your M-lock or whatnot. So we were one of the first, especially in the US, to actually embed the cupping for that mount into the stock. So it's just there, holds it, magnetic, very sturdy. These are very high-end quality products. We're trying to year over year elevate the Taurus products, and so we added that in there already, so you don't have to add on anything else. But just a very nice rifle, especially for our price point. We try to, again, year over year, come out with better products, but keep it at an affordable price.
Yeah.
So whereas a cold hammer forged barrel with DLC coating and all that would probably be $2,000, $2,500. Street price on this is like $800. So
nice
for a phenomenal hunting rifle. You know, it's a great price.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of want to get behind one and shoot it and actually test it out myself. But and now I hear we also have one more thing. The pistols that we were actually going to go look at. So you said you're a pistol guy. We can go check those out, and then we'll finish up this review over there.
Sounds good.
All right. We're back in. We have something new, a little pistol here that I've not seen you guys make before. So go ahead, tell me about it.
All right. So this is the 58, the Taurus 58. The 58 is part of the family of the 92.
Yeah.
A lot of people are already familiar with the 92 because Beretta 92. The story there is the gun industry is large but also very small. So back many years ago, probably 80s, Beretta used to have a factory in Brazil and a military contract. And then once that contract expired, Taurus ended up buying the factory with the tooling and the rights to make a 92 pistol. So we've had the 92 for many, many years. It's been a great pistol, kind of one of the flagships and, you know, classic pistols. We've had the 58 before as a PT 58. Kind of went out and phased out, you know, became less popular. And now, as trends come and go, people are asking again, oh, where's the 380s and 380s? So this is one of the products that we decided to bring back, which very similar to the 92, but instead of in a 9mm, it's a 380.
Makes sense.
It is a compact. It has a 4-inch barrel that exposed the barrel like the 92. You know, it is a hammer fired. You can shoot it single action or double action mode. The grip is a full size grip, so you get a full purchase of the grip, which is nice. It is a full metal gun with the lower part being aluminum, steel slide, obviously steel barrel. The gun will come with 2 magazines. They're 2 15-round mags. One unique thing about the 58 and our 92s as well is our manual safety that also works as a decocker. So
nice.
If you have that hammer cocked and you don't want to try to decock it, which sometimes you may slip and let the gun go off, that manual safety, if it's up, is unsafe. If it's down, you know, your little red dot right there shows it's unsafe. But then if you want to decock it, you push that down and it decocks the hammer.
Nice.
So it's a nice little safety feature.
And they look extended too. So like it's not just flush with the slide or anything like that. It actually is extended out a pretty good chunk. Like that's actually really nice.
And a really nice thing, it is ambidextrous. So for left-hand shooters, right-hand, you know, but for people that really like to carry ready as you go, and you know, you have one in the chamber, the gun is cocked.
Now, I do notice we do have different barrel lengths here.
No, these are all 4-inch barrel lengths.
All 4-inch, okay.
We do have them in black oxide or stainless steel.
Okay.
We have already shipped some to stores. You guys have some already.
Yep.
Which is awesome. And one really nice thing that I mentioned before, we try to keep it affordable. So with the affordability of Taurus and year over year, better product, more reliable, more trustworthy. Street price on these guys are probably going to be in the $500 range. So
nice.
MSRP $606, but $500 for a steel gun that's reliable, less recoil.
It'll
on a 380, it will run.
And now I have a question because I know the viewers are going to ask this too. Can I get it in 9mm?
That's the PT92.
Cool.
So
just want to make sure because I know people are going to ask in the comments down below. So all right. Well, anything else about these guys?
No, that's all I can think of. Drift adjustable rear sight, fixed front side white dot.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. We spent a lot of time together today.
Appreciate it.
And if there's anything else that you need, let me know.
Sounds good. You as well.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. And that concludes day 2 coverage of NRAM NRA show here at Atlanta, Georgia. I'm tired. I got my bag ready to go. I'm going to start these uploads and get you guys this content as quickly as I can. So without further ado, if you have anything that you guys want to see that we haven't covered yet, both on the main Classic Firearms channel and the CF Clips right here, please let us know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to try and grab those for you guys. We got 1 day left. So that's all I got. Thank you guys so much. God bless. Stay safe. It is time to end.